guys, welcome back to Latravia's Kitchen. Today we are making a baked mac and cheese. Now for those who know me, you know macaroni and cheese is one of my all-time favorite dishes, guys. It really is. So it doesn't matter if it's baked mac and cheese, stovetop mac and cheese, you know, that little mac and cheese that you get at the restaurant that may have little breadcrumbs on there. Sometimes I like those. Shout out to Pat's Tavern in Asheville because they have some really good brisket mac and cheese, guys. If you ever go there, try their brisket mac and cheese. I wrote a review for them on Facebook and everything, guys. It's good. But let's get into our baked mac and cheese. Now, this recipe is like a little spin on my grandma's recipe. When we go, we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that. She always made this really big old pan, right? And I can sit there and eat almost the whole thing. It ain't healthy, but I probably could eat almost the entire thing. One year, they let me do it. And my cousin, who always grew up on it, he could tell I made it because it's a little bit more sweet. And the cheese is a little bit more melted. Now, you know, my grandma's is good. Mine has to be good too, right? So let's get into these ingredients. We are going to be boiling our elbow noodles, right? I got the Mueller's elbow noodles. I already have my pot of salted water going on the stove, trying to get it up to a boiling temperature, right? And we're gonna pour in our noodles. We're gonna be filling a 9 by 13 inch casserole dish. So I will probably be using about 9 ounces of noodles. Somewhere between 9 and 10 ounces of noodles. This is a 16 ounce box. We have about 5 tablespoons of melted butter. You can see that in that bowl there. 1/3 cup of regular milk. We're going to be using this Carnation Evaporated Milk. We have 2 cans of this. We're going to be using about 1.5 cans. We want this nice and creamy, guys. Woo. I'm telling you, this is my favorite dish. So trust me, if you seem like I'm really excited, I am. I really am. We also have 1 egg. I've already cracked it. We're going to be using some granulated sugar. And this mac and cheese has 3 different kinds of cheeses, guys. 3 different kinds. We got that Cracker Barrel yellow extra sharp. I really like this kind. If you want to just cut this up and put it on a cracker, it's good that way too. But that Cracker Barrel yellow extra sharp cheese, guys. And I know you're probably like, what's she doing with this Velveeta box? Velveeta Original. We're gonna be chopping some of that up in here too, and it's gonna give it a nice creamy melted, like, and you know how sometimes you go to a restaurant and you might have like chunks of cheese in there. This right here is really gonna give you that nice creamy melted cheese going through. And then we're gonna top it with some mild cheddar cheese. We got that shredded mild cheddar cheese. That's gonna be that nice, wonderful topping. And if you're talking about, okay, well, what seasonings? What do we need? Guys, for this, all we need is that salt and pepper, y'all. Salt and pepper, that's all we need. So let's get started. Seems like our water might be getting to that boiling point. So we're gonna go ahead and pour in our noodles and get them going, okay? Open up this fresh box here. Stir it up some. Just stir it there. and then we'll check back on those in a second. Next step you want to do is make sure you go ahead and chop up your cheese, guys. So the amount of cheese that we're going to chop up is about a little over half of our Cracker Barrel cheese. And then for our Velveeta cheese, we're going to do about 1/3 of our Velveeta, okay? We're going to go like a little bit past the 1/3 mark. So guys, we've chopped up our cheese. It's mixed up in here. And as you can see from that steam coming from that pot back there, our noodles are done, guys. So we're gonna remove them from the stove. Go ahead and turn the stove light off and remove these noodles from the stove, and we're going to strain them. I have my little strainer here that I'm setting in the sink here. We're just gonna drain our noodles out, strain them through the strainer here. You don't want to overcook your noodles because we are going to be baking it in the oven, right? So we don't want to go ahead and overcook our noodles. We don't want a mushy macaroni. Nobody wants mushy macaroni. So we're going to take this and just make sure we kind of strain it out, getting that extra liquid out of here. Alrighty, so we're going to take the spoon that we were using to stir noodles up to get it going and start mixing these hot noodles in here with this cheese right here, and the cheese is going to already start melting. Guys, I'm excited because, like I said, this is one of my all-time favorite foods, macaroni and cheese. Just so we can see what kind of noodle to cheese ratio we got going, go ahead and kind of stir them up. See that steam coming off of there? We get these noodles nice and mixing it in with this cheese. Y'all know I love cheese now, so let's get this mixed in. Okay. So we got this nice and mixed, and you see some of that melted Velveeta is covering these noodles here. And next on our list, we've already cleaned the tops of the caps for these Carnation milk cans, right? So we're gonna shake them up. So they're nice and shaken up. And I got this little thing right here. Basically, this is what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to take it and make 2 holes in them, okay? So it's 1 hole and 2. As you can see right there, I don't know if you can. Yep, I just made a little bit of a mess. It's okay. Remember, we're using only about 1.5 cans of milk. So that little bit that I just wasted right there, it'll be all right. So that's 1 can. And then put 2 more holes and pour a little bit more. Depending on the consistency that you want your macaroni and cheese to be, if you want it to be like a nice little cake square, don't use as much milk. Me, I like it creamy, y'all. I really like it creamy, so that's why I use a little bit more milk. So now we're gonna mix these noodles in. This noodle and cheese mixture with this milk here. If you see any big lumps of cheese, make sure you kind of stir through it. So remember, we want consistency. We want it all the way through. And now we're gonna add our salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so let's pour the salt in here. I say that's probably about 2 to 3 teaspoons. And get our pepper in here. Now, when I have my pepper in my macaroni and cheese, I like to see it. So you can see that right there. You see the pepper sitting up there? So we're gonna stir this all in here. Y'all, I'm getting so excited. Woo! So we got that nice and mixed. And what we're gonna do now is pour in our melted butter here. And we're gonna mix in this butter here. Our oven's already preheated at 400 degrees. Whew. Y'all, I'm excited, y'all. So we're gonna set this over, and now we're going to make our egg mixture that's going in. And for our egg mixture, we're gonna pour some sugar in, okay? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I used to never really measure out the sugar. I just knew, it made a nice little mountain right there beside the egg. So this is actually about half a cup is what we poured out right there. About a half a cup with that one egg there. If you're making it bigger, then I would suggest you can still use about that same amount. We're going to mix this egg in here with the sugar. And then we're going to take, and you see that mixture there, the egg and sugar. So now we're going to take our 1/3 cup of milk and pour that in there as well. Make sure we mix that really well. And now we pour that into here. And we're gonna scrape all that egg and sugar in here. Now that's done, so we set that over there. And we want this to be nice and mixed, right? So let's go ahead and stir all that up now. Eggs act like a binder, remember? So that's one reason why we're putting this one egg in here. And take our casserole dish and our pan cooking spray. And let's make sure it's nice and coated. Now you can do it this way, the pan cooking spray, or you can do it old school way. Take you some of that butter, that stick of butter, and rub it all over the pan there. This is just quick and easy for me, so I spray my pan. Next, we're going to pour our mixture in here, okay? And we want everything, okay? When I say everything, I mean everything. If this is too much of a liquid for you, you can use more noodles. So what we're gonna do is, I wanna make sure that I spread this out. And now that that's spread it out, it's time to top it, y'all. Remember, this has 3 different cheeses in it. So it's time for that mild cheddar, that shredded mild cheddar. So let's go ahead and coat this all over the top here, okay? Go all around. All right, so now we've used our whole 8-ounce baggie of shredded mild cheddar, okay? We've used that up. So we're done with that. We'll set this right there. And our oven is already preheated, right? 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna set this in there for about 15-20 minutes to start with, okay? And I'll check back on it and let you know how it turns out. Hey guys, so our 20 minutes turned into 30 minutes. We wanted a nice top. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So let's get this mac and cheese out of the oven. Woo, and open that stove. And then all that nice good smells come rushing out at me. Guys, look at this. Don't that look so good, y'all? Look how you can see the cheese and all that and the milk going, bubbling. I cannot wait to dig in. You guys know mac and cheese is one of my favorites. So if you want to make this, the ingredients and the directions will be in the description box below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also be on the lookout for that squash casserole video, the fried chicken video, and that buttermilk cornbread. It's gonna have some honey in it, y'all. Remember, this is like a 4-part series here. I'm not just gonna eat mac and cheese or squash casserole. I'm gonna put it all together and I'm gonna have me a wonderful meal tonight. All right, so till next time, bye.